Is it just me, or does it feel like every company is drowning in change right now? Mergers, reorgs, new systems, new strategies. It's constant. And yet, here's the dirty little secret. Most of these changes are doomed before they even start. Why? Because we keep bolting on change management like it's magical pixie dust, when in reality, it's a crutch for broken execution. In other words, change management is a scam. Let me explain. We've all seen it. A big rollout gets announced, leadership is excited, slide decks are everywhere, maybe even a video message from the CEO about bold new decisions. And then confusion, mixed messages, leaders contradicting each other, teams scrambling to figure out what actually matters. No wonder people resist change. But here's the thing. They're not resisting change. They're resisting chaos. If execution were clear, if strategy translated into focus, priorities, and actual ways of working, people wouldn't be resisting at all. That's why I say change management is treated like it's pixie dust that magically fixes everything. But the real problem isn't change, it's execution. And until that's fixed, no amount of workshops, town halls, or comms plans will save you. Here's the pattern I keep seeing. Leaders announce a big change, but fail to answer 3 critical questions for their people. Number 1, what exactly are we trying to achieve? Not in vague vision statements, but in real, tangible terms. Number 2, what does it mean for me? How will my work, my team, my priorities actually change? And number 3, what happens if things get messy? Because let's be honest, things always get messy. When those questions go unanswered, people fill the gaps with assumptions, gossip, and fear. That's when leaders call in change management to try and clean up the mess. But change management won't work. It won't work because the problem isn't change. It's execution. So how do we fix that? Well, if we strip away the buzzwords, real execution starts with 2 things: clarity and empowerment. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Company A rolls out a new platform. They run roadshows. They hire a change manager. There's a training schedule, an internal site, a Q&A inbox. On paper, it looks thorough. Week 2, leaders start quietly asking for quick wins. Week 3, priorities start to collide. Week 4, frontline teams are now doing the old work and the new work with no trade-offs. And by week 6, adoption stalls. People smile and nod in meetings, then revert to what keeps them safe. Not because they hate change, but because no one made the scope, the priorities, or the alignment real. Contrast that with Company B. They take a different path. Before any launch, they define the scope of disruption, optimization, or transformation. If it's optimization, they stabilize and simplify. If it's transformation, they expect turbulence and protect capacity up front. You see, optimization eliminates waste. Transformation generates it. Then they publish 3 non-negotiable priorities. This comes with a published stop doing list. It defines what's being stopped for the short term or even stopped permanently. They also publish decision rights, who can say yes without chasing signatures. And they define a clear line of veto authority, who can veto a decision and who cannot. Finally, they run 90-day execution sprints with clear outcomes and a pre-approved plan B, then gather back up and create the next 90-day execution sprint when the first one's done. Same size company, similar talent, but Company B actually executes. Why? Clarity and empowerment, all without needing an extra all-hands meeting. Let's break down clarity. Clarity means everyone knows the goal, the few priorities that matter, and who can say no. And yes, clarity always includes scope. Are we trying to generate disruption or minimize it? That decision alone changes everything. If we're generating disruption, we accept short-term waste to create long-term capability. If we're minimizing disruption, we eliminate waste immediately and protect flow. When scope is explicit, prioritization becomes accurate. When priorities are accurate, goals and roles align naturally. And when goals and roles align, great decision-making speeds up without drama. But when there are gaps in those things, people create their own answers. They fill in the blanks. And that's when the official change message starts to feel like gaslighting, because what we hear never matches what we're living. So clarity is not a slogan. It's a contract to be usable, to be tested, to be applied in the next meeting, the next stand-up, the next customer call. So if you want to create clarity fast, name the scope, optimization or transformation. Name the three. No extra long laundry lists. 3 priorities win. Everything else can be sacrificed. Name, veto, authority. That means people know exactly what they can decide fast, when they need to escalate, and who can stop the train if needed. That's clarity. Now, empowerment. Teams need more than orders from above. They need people, time, energy, resources, what I call Peter, to do the job. They need the authority to pivot when plan A doesn't work, because it won't always work. And they need permission to harness the chaos through 90-day sprints, not 900-page plans. Now, without going into every one of these points, let me offer a simple backup planning model. READY. Ready. R stands for risk. Name what might go wrong with your primary plan. E stands for explore options, but don't jump on the first solution that sounds good. Really explore it. Then A stands for selecting the best alternative. Choose what gives the highest level of impact if plan A doesn't work. D is for dependencies, as in define the dependencies, the people, time, energy, and resources that will be needed to make your alternative plan work. And finally, Y, secure the yes. Get those approvals now, not during the crisis when everyone is scrambling like crazy. And ask yourself right now, are your backup plans truly ready, or are you making them up as you go? You see, when people have clarity and empowerment, confidence spikes. When expectations are clear, but empowerment is missing, motivation collapses. That's how disengagement grows. Not because people are lazy, but because we set them up to lose. Let's go back to those 3 critical questions and put meat on them. Number 1, what exactly are we trying to achieve? A real answer could be a measurable outcome with a defined scope. Example, reduce cycle time by 20% in Q3 through optimization. No new headcount, no net new tool implementations. Or launch the new platform to 30% of customers in Q2, full transformation, expect temporary inefficiencies. Different scopes, different expectations, but clarity is very defined, and clarity creates speed. 2, what does it mean for me? If priorities change, someone's day changes, so spell it out. For sales, deal hygiene replaces spray and pray. For ops, we stop 3 initiatives. For product, that new product development pauses for 60 days. Tie it to the stop doing list. Show the trade. People will move when they see what stops and what is staying in motion. And number 3, what happens if things get messy? They will. So say when X happens, we pivot to Y. You remove friction from execution by pre-deciding these things up front. And now most change management issues vanish altogether, not because people suddenly love change, but because you stop making it chaotic. Some of you are thinking, but our culture. Well, exactly. Culture is the residue, the outcome of daily decisions. So clarity and empowerment are the foundation of the culture you're trying to build. They change the decisions, and decisions change the culture, not the other way around. Now, senior leaders, let me speak directly to you. If your strategy isn't clear, if your priorities keep shifting, if your people are confused about what to do next, it does not matter how many town halls you hold. Poor execution eats change management for breakfast. You do not have a change problem. You have an execution problem. And execution rests on you. The great news, it is solvable. Let's have a mirror moment. Is your team resisting change, or are they resisting the chaos we created by being unclear and unempowering? Be honest, because honesty is the first step towards breakthrough. Now, let me offer one extra thought on empowerment. When we demand new outcomes without securing people, time, energy, and resources in advance, we burn trust. People do not forget when we set them up to fail. They may stay quiet, but they will disengage. They will protect themselves. They do the minimum needed to survive the next wave of strategy. This is why so many change programs feel like deja vu. It's not fatigue, it's learned caution. So break the pattern. Show them you will trade for success. Trade meetings for deep work. Trade vanity bonus projects for real priorities. Trade global control of all decision making for structured decision rights with clean escalations and aligned veto authority. Because here's the payoff. When clarity and empowerment show up, change management problems disappear. Change is no longer an event to be sold. It's a rhythm to be followed. Leaders, stop asking, how do we manage change better? And start asking, how do we execute so clearly, so consistently that people don't need change management at all? Because when execution works, change is just something we do. If this hits home, I've got something more for you. You can check out a free preview of my masterclass on strategic execution. It'll show you how to cut through the noise, get to the real reasons execution breaks down, and ultimately, what to do about it. I'll walk you through a clear, proven framework that actually works. These are genuine best practices and strategies that will stop the grind and get your team thriving. Find the link in the notes section and take a moment now to invest in yourself. Holo mua. Onward and upward.